The reason we pulled you in is our radios have been crazy for the last 20 minutes. We're meant to do anti-terrorism, and all we're hearing over the radio is about a load of idiots driving a car around London with Mr. Bean on the roof. So we've had to do something about it. So a few weeks ago, I found myself driving around London in an electric Mini, painted like Mr. Bean, with Sam Hard strapped to the roof, and with the anti-terrorism police pulling us in. But this all started about 2 years ago with classic electric Minis for BMW, which has led to the point of Sam strapped to the roof. But we'll wind back and we'll get to that bit further on in this. Now, about 2 years ago, BMW contacted a company I'm CEO of called Felton to basically design and develop an electric classic Mini. So that means taking the classic Mini, I think in the US they're known as the Coopers. They built them up to very early 2000s. Super small car, super dangerous if you ever crashed one. Not a huge amount of room in them, but they're like go-karts. And when you add an EV powertrain to it, they're phenomenal. And to be honest, out of every car I've ever driven, the electric Minis, just brilliant fun. So we basically went on this journey with BMW to build 5 of these electric Minis, in which 3 of them were prototype vehicles. 2 of them were then built. One was built for the designer Paul Smith. Another one was built for a very, very good artist called Laquena. And they used these for their press relaunch of the new electric Mini, the big love, circular economy sort of thing. But what came out of this is we ended up developing a full bolting kit, which BMW funded and allowed us to carry the BMW badges on the electric Minis to then carry on producing them. Not that anyone that's ever bought one of these wants the BMW badge on a classic Mini. There seems to be a bit of hatred there, but we still build these kits, and we actually got given one of the cars. So the first prototype vehicle, we drove it for 2 years, abused it. It had been wrapped 3 or 4 times. There was rust coming through the wrap. It got that bad. And we finally hit this point where they went, right, here's the logbook. We don't need them anymore. It's now yours. So we sort of went, fine, we now need to refurbish this car as it's now ours and make it something special. So what we decided to do on my YouTube channel, which is Hazelnuts, was basically strip that car completely down to the shell, sand it all down, and repaint it. But we were torn, do we do an Italian job Mini? Do we do something that's branded nicely for the company? And then we hit that point where like Mr. Bean had a Mini. It was a horrible greeny yellow color with a black bonnet, but everyone knew it. And there's been this resurge of Mr. Bean recently with younger generations with the cartoon versions of Mr. Bean. Obviously the older generations all remember the old Mr. Bean, but there wasn't many episodes made with Rowan Atkinson. Plus the benefit here was that Rowan Atkinson is very well known for not liking EVs. So to us, it was perfect. It was a match made in heaven. An electric classic Mini made like Mr. Bean, and Rowan doesn't like electric vehicles. I mean, what could go wrong? So we set out, stripped the car down, repainted the whole vehicle, rebuilt it step by step. We showed all that step by step so people could follow along the journey of us building this electric Mini. And then me and my brother Nick, who do the channel, decided to take it out on a road test, in which we did 0 to 60 runs. We did some very nice long 11s in the Mini, because it's now sort of around 6 seconds 0 to 60 in a little Mini, which is quite dangerous. Part of the episode, we actually found a bridge, and we worked out if we hit it about 40 miles an hour, we could get all 4 wheels off the floor. So that was quite a comical moment. But then we released that, and suddenly Sam Hard, who's actually a good friend of ours, reached out and was like, I've always wanted a Mr. Bean Mini. I tried to buy one years ago at an auction. I didn't get it. I was really disappointed. I really want to do something with the Mini. So then we set out and was like, right, how do we get this to look correctly, and where do we take it? So it was, how heavy is Sam is the first thing. We need to put him on the roof of this car. They're not particularly built for someone to sit on the roof, as I'd already done that and put a massive dent in the roof. Luckily it came out. So we got 4 roof racks, which will take 50 kilos each. Bit of wood, found a really old seat on Facebook Marketplace. But the key thing was we put a seatbelt inside it. Because in the UK legislation, there's a bit of a grey area, is that you can have things strapped to the roof of the vehicle, providing they're classed as a secure load. So providing Sam was strapped in, he was classed as a secure load. It didn't say anything in there about whether it was a human being or not. So bit of a grey area, which we managed to get away with to some level. And then the day came, so we're like, we're going to go to London with this vehicle. We're going to drive around London. We figured we'd do maybe 10, 20 minutes, just a couple of locations, put Sam on the roof, take him off. But we set off and we ended up doing 4 hours driving around London to all the main landmarks, all over London, with Sam on the roof the whole day. So that's a lot of noise, but not from the car. The energy Sam has is crazy. So we had about 4 hours of me driving it with Sam on the roof, pretending to be Mr. Bean. And the key thing was he turned up on the day with a beard and he went clean shaven, which I don't think he's done for years and years and years. And he put his Mr. Bean outfit on and he got into character as he does. and he had Mr. Teddy, and he was extremely excitable all day. And we didn't get pulled in for the first hour or so, so we were quite surprised. We thought as soon as the police sees us, they'll pull us in, but they were quite happy, waving at us. Didn't have any issues. We weren't going that fast, and the tourists loved it. You see a Mr. Bean around London, went past Buckingham Palace. It wasn't until we went past Downing Street, and obviously Sam's on the roof of the car, and he's going, "Look, Teddy, that's where Donald Trump lives." Or Boris Johnson used to be there. So, really trying to irritate people. And then about 20 minutes after that, we were near the London Eye and we got pulled in by the anti-terror police, just surrounded us. I was just sat in the car thinking, have I still got a license left? Or how many points am I going to get? But the police officer were really friendly. We had a good chat. And they're like, the reason we pulled you in is our radios have been crazy for the last 20 minutes. We're meant to be doing anti-terrorism. And all we're hearing over the radio is about a load of idiots driving a car around London with Mr. Bean on the roof. So we've had to do something about it. The reason we pulled you in is because a load of officials at Downing Street saw us drive by and were like, surely that's not legal. You need to do something about it. So you've made us do something about it. What was really lucky with people that pulled us in is actually we went through the highway code with them, and Sam had pre-scripted and was like, I'm secure load, I'm strapped in the highway code it states here. And they sort of went through it, and because they weren't traffic officers, they sort of accepted and went, well, this is a grey area. We've either got to do one extreme, which is lose your licenses, take the car off you, or accept that it doesn't state about humans being strapped to the roof and just let you carry on. Luckily, they went with letting us carry on. So we took photos with them. And then we were like, well, what do we do if we get pulled in again? Like, we need some way of... So they gave us a crime reference number written on a Metropolitan Police pad, which we thought was a get out of jail free card. Pulled in again somewhere else in London. And this time it was a traffic cop. So he was not happy in his van. But we were stopped at the time, and then we moved forward. It's like, you're not going to drive with them on the roof, are you? And we're like, yeah, we got a get out of jail free card. And he's like, no, you haven't got a get out of jail free card. So obviously my brother Nick, being Nick, sort of walked over to him, sort of strutted over and was like, this is what we've got. And I remember seeing the police's face because he put the number, he called it in, and he just got told, it's been silenced, let them carry on. So you could just see his face change, because I think he so badly wanted to arrest us or do something, and he just couldn't. It was just stopped there dead, and he just stopped. He just looked at us, gave the bit of paper back, and just drove off, and just left us to it. So if you want to watch this madness, check out the Hazelnut channel, but also check out Sam Har's channel, because there's a video of him there in London all day. It was a lot, but he made so many people happy throughout that day driving around London, and it got out everywhere. I think we had it in the Guardian and stuff, so it made it into all different publicities all over the world, really. And Sam had a great day and sort of fulfilled one of those things he'd always wanted to fulfill. I think the repeating word from the day was best day ever, and I've probably heard that 1,000 times throughout that day. But for Sam, I think it was probably not as good as his wedding day, but maybe, I don't know.
This month, the VINwiki Car Stories is brought to you by Extreme Experience. They give you the chance to get behind the wheel of the greatest supercars on earth at the most amazing racetracks in America. I know you'll love it. I just got the chance to drive their brand new Ferrari 296. I hadn't had the chance to drive the car. They had it in town. It was the perfect way for me to experience a great new car. But whatever your dream car is, you can drive it with Extreme Experience. It's also the perfect holiday gift for the car lover in your life. So check them out now at the link in the description below. Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, Porsche, all of it. So check them out now at the link in the description below to book your next drive with Extreme Experience.